Hello, welcome to another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob. I'm Wayne Highlander, National Sales Manager for Bona Adhesives.
And I'm Rob Johnson from Bona Training.
Hey, Rob, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I didn't think you did Christmas. Merry Christmas back, Wayne.
Yes,
I didn't think you were a Christmas guy, so I'm glad you're coming around.
Oh, I've always been a Christmas guy. I just don't give up gifts. I'm the true meaning of Christmas.
You're the receiver.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You receive.
Yes. So happy holidays, everybody, and Merry Christmas. And we've made it through another year. So we always say thank you to our listeners, and we mean that sincerely. And above and beyond that, as floor contractors and retailers and floor men and craftsmen and craftswomen, you made it through another year. And pat yourself on the back, man, because that's one hell of an accomplishment. We always talk about this almost being a small fraternity or whatever, doing floors. And it is a very, very difficult job to do, man. It's labor intensive. It's hard work. You're under a microscope a lot of times. There's not a lot of people who can do this craft that we do called hardwood floors. So, hey, congratulations and pat yourself on the back for another year. And hope you learned something along the way and made some money and got some value out of it.
Were you on the road this week? What'd you do?
Nope, I've been home. I'm home this week and wrapping up the end of the year, and excited about that, and talking to my guys and everything. So really good year, Rob. And you think about this year, I was thinking about Bona and things that we've done throughout this year. If we do a year in review, it's actually been 2022 a really big year for us. If we go back and look at some of the things that we've launched this year, and
yep, we did our red out. We did the whole, almost the whole HD lineup. Redid that, going to raw and anti-slip, and I think gloss is coming out.
Traffic
gloss is coming out. Yeah.
Yep.
All going from Traffic to the Traffic HD family, which it's going to give us much better cure times, 3-day cure times, and also the Green Guard Gold certification. So yeah, we made some really great improvements.
Yep, we the diamond plate for the power drive for sanding aluminum oxide floors is a big deal. And one of our most important assets is our people. We've added more people. I was able to add another adhesive manager to the team, and Tim Moore up there in Seattle and Portland and Western Canada. So I know we've added some other inside people, so that's always a good thing.
I think we've also added oh man, I wish I could remember their names. That's terrible of me. But we added a new TM in Arkansas. We added a new TM in Texas.
Yep,
we added Josh Frink.
Yep, down in Florida.
So sorry if I forgot anybody.
No, but
they hire somebody West Coast too?
No. I said, well, adhesives manager and Tim
Adhesives,
Moore.
No, I'm talking just regular TMs.
No. So, let me ask you about 2002, Rob. Did you learn anything at all this year?
2002? Yeah, that was 2002 was the year that I started with Bona.
2022. Have you really? Has it been that long?
No.
I didn't think so.
It was not 2002. That's when I started with Basic, 2002. I started with Bona in 2007. 2007, 2008, one of those.
You look like you're tired. You ever take vitamins?
Yeah, that was the new thing that I did this year.
Really?
Yeah, I started taking a multivitamin. Yeah. Yeah. Not doing too much for me, is it?
Working wonders, man.
Yeah, we had a long week. This was a long week. We had an awesome school to finish out. I mean, it was a great year, a great way to finish out the year in training. We had an amazing school in New Jersey this week, and it was probably one of our biggest of the year couple of years ago, before COVID and everything, we did a huge school same around the same time, and it was like the week before Christmas. So it was really just like a Christmas party for floor guys, But everybody got together and learning and stuff. And COVID, kind of shut the big numbers down and everything. And I know this year, I don't know. I think I heard the numbers are starting to pick up or whatever. But we had 30 people into a school this week.
Nice.
Yeah, so
That's
we
great.
did. It was awesome. And it was kind of like a renegade school. We didn't really follow the regular 3-day procedure. We did just a lot with color. It was an invitational type of a thing, just for floor guys. There weren't any people who weren't there. People had some experience, but the cool thing is we had 3 kids. I call everybody kids now if you're under 50. But we had 3 new guys who had never sanded a floor in their life. And I started them out on a maple panel. And my God, they were just horrible. First time around the big machine and everything. Just a nightmare, And when they all got done with the first cut on the first panel, then I moved them over to the far panel in New Jersey, right up against the wall. And Charles, my good man Charles, who works with me in training, I said, "All right, man, here you go. There's 3 rookies. They're all yours." And at the end of the second day, we brought them back to the panel that they started on, and I said, "All right, now clean this damn mess up." And Wayne, I'm telling you, you would have loved it. Somebody like you would have absolutely loved it. And I told Charles, I go, "Let's just back off and see what they've learned over the last 48 hours." And those 3 kids sanded that panel down perfect. Drum, edge. The funny part was the first thing one kid said to me, he goes, "Hey, can just use a power drive?" I go, "No, no, 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 no. You're gonna kick it old school, okay?" And they knocked it out of the park. I mean, they knocked it out of the park. So when they were done, I got the 3 kids standing up there in front of the whole class, and I gave a little speech like, yesterday these guys had never seen a floor machine in their life. And look at what they did today with, a good 2 days of training. And like I said, hats off to my man, Charles. And so the whole class gave him a big round of applause. I walked up and I shook their hand. I said, "I'm really proud of you guys, what you've accomplished in 2 days. It's great to have you in the brotherhood." And then every guy in the class went up and shook their hands when
Wow.
they were on the panel. I'll send the picture in so you guys can see. There's a great picture of them, and they got their arms crossed, big smile, and I mean they are just so proud of what they did. So it was really cool.
That
It was a really great part of a really amazing school. We did we stained a Christmas wreath. We did a Christmas tree, but everything was done with tinting stains. There was no paint. It all looks painted, but when you look close, it was really just all custom blended stains, things like that. And we did it all in the red out, so we did white around all in the red oak panel, so you can see how white it is. So it was a great school, really great school.
well, it's very cool that you guys did that, and we need more people in the industry. So, gosh, what an impression that would have made if I was a new kid just learning how to the trade, and you get that kind of response. That's pretty nice. And maple is, that's a tough species, so that's a big deal, man. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Very good, very cool.
And
And
the next day too, when the school was over, I had another class. It wasn't another class. I just had another sport crew come in, and they have a big job going on in Queens next week, and they asked for kind of a refresher course. So I said, "Yeah, I'm working at a training center this week. Why don't you meet me there? I'll make sure the You see, and everything comes around. That's why I brought those kids back to the maple panel.
Hmm.
So it was all prepped from my gym class when they
Mm.
got in there, the sport guys. You see,
Yeah, nice. The
it's
way
all, yeah, yeah, yeah.
the wheels
Just
turning.
whatever I can do to make my life easy.
Very
Okay.
nice. Hmm.
So now I got these hard New York City Carpenters Union guys coming in to do some colors, right? Because they got to do a big gym, like I said, and a bunch of colors and everything that they got to try to match up. So they come in and they're looking around and they see the Christmas wreath and the tree and the stains and everything. And Alfredo just did an amazing job of decorating the whole training center, Christmas
Afraid,
trees.
that's the
Jeff Alfredo, yeah.
Yeah, that's Jeff Alfredo, the territory manager for Bona in New Jersey and New York. Yeah.
Everybody knows Jeff, yeah.
Okay.
So he did just an amazing job. Gifts under the tree for everybody. I mean, it was a riot. Anyway, so here come these hardened New York City carpenters, and they see the stuff, all the Christmas stuff, and I was telling them, well, we just had a color school, past couple days, and as we get going with their training, the one guy says to me, if you don't mind, could we play some Christmas music? Can we play Christmas music while we're doing this? So I said, really?
Wow.
New York City Carpenters Union, tough
Mhm.
guys, right? And you
Mhm.
want to listen? I said, absolutely. So it was a great week. I'm totally in the mood for the holidays now. But when those New York City carpenters, the union carpenters said, can we listen to Christmas music as we're doing the training today? I was like, oh my God, absolutely. How can you? Of course you can. So, but the tree and the wreath, I think, is what really put him in the mood to do some training to Christmas music.
Very nice. Well, I'm happy for you more than anything because you put your heart and soul into these classes in 52 weeks a year, and then the last class of this year, last class of the year,
Yes,
you
yesterday
know,
was the last class.
you have 30 students there. You get to dress up like Santa Claus. You get to do something a little different. So that's good for you, man. I'm happy for you. That's
I
very
had to
cool.
be the only person in the world that had to lose weight to get into a Santa suit.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
so I was happy it fit.
Well, this goes back to my other what I started. I asked you if you take vitamins, and I'm going to do a PSA announcement. Don't take them. I think vitamins are a waste of money. I'm seriously beginning to doubt if vitamins work. Because answer me this: how do you know they don't work? How do you know they work or they don't work? Do you feel any different taking vitamins? No, nobody does.
No, I don't think I do. No.
No, nobody feels any difference because they took vitamins. So don't waste your money on them.
If somebody is taking vitamins out there and they made a difference, let us know what they are.
I'd like to know because I've yet to see any vitamin make any difference to me at all.
One time, Steve Seabaugh told me, don't take. I saw him popping something, like he was doing a shot in the morning one day. And I said, what's that? And he goes, oh, it's my vitamins. I go, really? Liquid, huh? He goes, oh, yeah, liquid. Man, that's the only way to go. He goes, you take a regular vitamin, it just comes right out of you. It doesn't dissolve quick enough. So maybe it's a liquid vitamin. I never looked into it, but there's got to be somebody listening to this that knows more than us. I know that.
You think?
Nah. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I asked you if you learned anything this in 2022. I mean, what looking back this year, any great changes in your life? Did you waste this year?
Yes. This was a big year for the Johnson family. We had our first granddaughter, Charlotte.
Oh yeah.
Rebecca, my youngest kid, Rebecca, had our first granddaughter, baby Charlotte. I think we might even put up a picture of her. If not, I'll send a picture in. But oh my God, she is just she is just an amazing, adorable little girl who all she does is just laugh and smile. It's crazy.
That's nice.
It's crazy. Every time she's over here, you never hear her crying. She's always just smiling, and her cousins, all the grandsons, just fight over who's going to hold her.
Wow,
So
that's nice.
been pretty cool. This Christmas should be a lot of fun having the first granddaughter. She's still kind of young. I think she's only about 6 months old, so she's not going to do
Yeah.
much. But
Right. Well,
just smile at everybody. That everybody melts.
nice. That's cool, man. Congratulations on that too. Let's see.
Thank you.
Yes.
What about you?
Um,
What about you? Any?
actually, I've met a new brother. A brother I never knew existed.
Oh, that's right, the
Yeah.
English guy.
Yes. So I have a new brother and a new sister that we didn't know existed, and it actually could not have been any better. They're just very nice people, very very nice people, man. And we're going to be with them several times more. So yeah. So yep. I lost a really dear friend. A very good friend and a very good floor guy. I'll never be able to visit a certain bar in Nashville without thinking about this guy. He was we were very close, and he died of cancer this year. And he was a super good guy and a great craftsman, and young guy to is in his 50s, so early 50s. So that was sad to see that. So. And what else? I don't. I think that's okay. Highlights of the year.
No new cats.
No new cats. When you no, still got the two strays. When you don't have any kids, it's you don't measure the. It's harder to see the changes in your life. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, you know what? That's not a bad thing. No change sometimes is just fine. I have no complaints, man. I saw the wood. I want to give a shout out to wood floor business. Was it Wood Floor Magazine? Yeah, Wood Floor Business Magazine. I noticed they did a survey, contractor survey, 2022 Wood Floor Contractor Survey. They do a great job with this magazine, by the way. They should give them a shout out for that. And in the magazine, I see some of the questions they have, in the survey. And one of them caught my attention here. What is your highest level of education? 4% had some high school. 22% had high school diplomas. 22% had some kind of associate technical degree. 14% had a completed associate's degree, technical college. 14% have a bachelor's degree. 14% bachelor's degree coursework. And 18% have a bachelor's degree, and 7% have a graduate degree. 7%.
7% of floor sanders have a graduate degree.
Floor
Mechanics, floor contractors.
Yeah.
Have a graduate degree.
7%.
Yeah. That's pretty high.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, graduate
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
I guess so, huh? And this is what I thought was interesting. How many years you been in the wood flooring industry? 7% at 5 years or less. 13% 6 to 10 years. But here's what got me: the 15% is 16 to 20 years, and 59% 21 plus years. So
Wow.
59% of the people in our trade have been in business 21 years or more, and 15% 16 to 20 years. So that takes 59% plus 15%. You can do the Rob on that. The math on that, Rob, is pretty close to 7.
You can do the math, the Rob on that math.
Yeah, that's like 74% of our industry. That tells you, man, they're for up and coming guys, and man, you're gonna be able to charge a fortune to sanitary finish here one of these days. You know what I mean?
What'd you say? It was 59?
59 and 15. So 74%. I know your wheels are turning.
74% have been in the business for more than 15 years.
Yeah. 15% have been in the business from 16 to 20 years.
Yeah.
59% have been in business over 21 years.
Okay, so 74% have been around for over 15 years.
Yeah. Again, 16 years. It was 16 to 20.
Look, you guys want to do this on Friday afternoon, okay?
Okay. Okay. Um,
I'm whooped. All right.
all right. So,
I'm whooped. So let's break
okay.
that down. There's some old dudes out here still
Well,
humping.
let me break it down even further for you.
There's some old dudes out here humping floors, man.
From 0 to 29 years old represents 8% of our industry. I haven't seen a 0-year-old yet that can run a sander. But
I bet
30,
he can run a power drive.
17% of the people are 30 to 39 years old. 40 to 49, or 19% is 40 to 49 years old. 19% also is 50 to 59 years old. Okay, 19%. 25% of the industry is 60 to 69 years old. It's a lot of people, man. 11% are 70 to 79 years old.
Are you
And
kidding me?
and God bless the next group
79%, 70 to 79
is 11%.
makes up 1 out of
Yeah.
10 Sanders is over 70 years old.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, like I said, God bless this next group. 80 to 89. There's 2%. Ah man,
Wow.
they should walk in any floor distributor anywhere. Everybody should move out of their way like John Wayne moving into a saloon.
And I can guarantee not one of those 80-year-olds is listening to this show.
Not if they can't hear it anyhow. Yeah.
And if anybody knows these guys, please have them call us. We want them on the show. We want to talk to them.
You better do it quick. 80 to 89. You're not promised the next day.
We had the oldest, I think one of the oldest guys I ever had at a class. Oh man, I got to find out his name from Jeremiah. Old guy from Nashville. He was just he was a crack up. I mean, he just had everybody in stitches laughing. And as I'm going through the PowerPoint, and one thing I had said is, when I'm doing the PowerPoint stuff, I go through, maybe you shouldn't be using alligator clips anymore, and they're kind of dangerous and this, that, and this old timer, he goes, "You think that's dangerous? My dad used to make me climb up the pole, and I'd have to hook into the telephone pole wires." And he goes, "I'm only doing that one time." And it was really fun to have him because, I'm talking about belt sanders, and then he was going back, to chain driven sanders,
Wow.
So he was a blast. He was a blast. And he had an older guy with him that was like his sidekick, They really never moved. They, every once in a while I say, "Hey, you want to try that?" God, no, my gosh, no. Why would I want to do that? He goes, "I'm really just here to, I heard about these bonus schools, and I just want to see what you kids are doing nowadays." And it was so funny. I mean, he was like a walking history book. And he used to say things to me like, "You're kind of an a-hole, but I like you. I don't like anybody from the north. I don't like any of you northerners. But for an a-hole, you're a pretty good guy, Oh my! So I bet he had to be one of those guys who was up there. But oh my God, he was a pleasure to have in the class. So he was a crack up.
That's a small percentage, man. 2%. That's elite company.
80 to 89, 2% of our
Yeah.
workforce is over 80 years old.
Yep.
That's nice, but that 1 out of 10 that's over 70.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah, that's impressive, man. To last that long, you know what I mean? That's saying something.
I mean, this takes a toll on you.
You think?
Yeah.
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 I wonder if they take vitamins.
We
I
got to
bet you they
find out
don't.
what the hell they're taking.
I
Yeah.
bet you they don't. All right. This one surprised me. Do you require your employees to wear safety equipment? Um, I already gave you the answer to this. 81% said yes, 19% said no. I'm actually shocked that it's not the other way around. Because it was in our day, it would have been completely the other way around. We never wore safety. Nobody wore safety equipment back in the day. I mean,
Oh.
you were frowned on if you wore safety equipment. So, and 85% of what they wear is hearing protection. I'm glad to hear that. No pun intended. 2% don't use any safety equipment at all. I'd actually like to.
No hearing protection.
I'd actually like to meet them.
Wow.
Yeah. So no hearing protection, no knee protection, or anything like that. They're not going to be in that 80 to 89-year-old group. I don't think they're going to make it that long.
You know what you got to wear, and I've really been pushing it at the past couple schools. You got to wear eye protection.
Yeah.
You got to wear. I mean, gloves and respirators and
Yeah.
all that. But
Yeah.
you know the thing that I've been going through eye stuff all year long.
Mhm.
And one of my eyes is much better than the other, and I was thinking, man, if something happens to the good eye, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? So
Okay.
so I've been really pushing the eye protection lately.
Okay. In all seriousness, there is a vitamin you can take for your eye. Okay, and I'm being dead serious. I'll find out the name of it and I'll share it with you. Okay, it's supposed to be really good for your eyes. So,
I think Pauline has me take it. So I think it's fish oil or something like that.
okay, this is not fish oil, but
The-
you can use fish oil. I could send you fish oil. It wouldn't
So
be.
this show is really just loaded with lots of questions that we're going to answer later on down the road.
It's kind of like a year in review. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moisture meters. 2% of the people in the industry don't use moisture meters.
Uh-huh.
98% said they do.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
I know.
Out of that 98%,
Mhm.
I think 70% are telling the truth.
I know that this is anonymous, but I've lied in anonymous surveys before. I've had, where it says like a vacation package, whatever, and it'll say how much money, what range is your income in. I've always bumped it up to the highest.
Okay.
And for what? To people that there's nobody, you know what I mean? They don't know me. I don't know them. But I don't know.
So on anonymous questionnaires, you'll lie on an anonymous questionnaire.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Just to screw the rest of us up.
Yeah. All right. What else? Cleats and staples. Who cares? How do you apply stain? Who cares? Do you?
What was go back to the cleats and staples? What was the number on that?
I'm not even going to tell you.
What?
I'm not even going to tell you. I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of that debate.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering. That's why I'm wondering, because 2 schools ago, 2 guys got into it. What was better, cleats or staples?
They're both wrong.
Okay.
If they got into it,
Adhesives.
they're both
Adhesives
wrong.
is the right answer.
That's
is that
right.
it?
Yes. 52% said cleats. 48% said staples.
Oh my gosh, that's like Republicans and Democrats, right? It's a split.
Yes. All right.
What about you personally?
I don't. It doesn't matter. It depends on the
Wait
job.
a minute. You won Floor of the Year.
Okay.
What'd you use when you were nailing up Floor of the Year? What'd you use?
Oh, that's all glued down. You know that. The whole floor is glued down. Well,
There was no nailing at all.
There's not a single nail. There's no. Where would I put a nail in that job? There's none. I've said before, it depends on the situation. If I'm on OSB, I'm going to use a staple gun. If I'm on regular plywood, I'm going to use cleats. And that's based on my experience doing insurance work, doing tear outs. You tear out a floor on OSB with cleats, and it comes right out like nothing. It's just too easy to take it out. So that's the
You heard
only.
it here, everybody. That's it. We're going the Highlander method here. We're gonna go
No,
with both.
no, and if I lived in Florida, I'd be using cleats. I mean, it just depends on the situation. So,
Well, there's a lot of OSB out there, so I'm gonna side with you with the staple thing.
okay. And then the rest of the survey doesn't matter. We got the most important ones. Roller or T-bar? You want to know? I'm going to say one is 46% and one is 41%.
41 has got to be T-bar.
Nope. 46% still holding strong.
T-bar is still higher
Yep.
than roller.
Yep. And 31.
Wow.
13% is other. Yeah. So, all right. I just thought that was interesting, especially the age groups that are in there represented. And
That T-bar roller one, that surprises me. I thought it would be way higher on roller.
well, it's only been in the last few. This has only been in the last 5 years that it's really, really taken off.
Well, when you look at the average age of the floor guys,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
Most of us went from lamb's wool to the T-bar,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. I remember when you had wanted nothing to do with the roller,
Oh,
nothing. You were dead set against it.
yeah. What are you getting Judy for Christmas? Anything? I know you're not a gift guy, but did you have anything that you had your eye on for her? Surprise her?
Nope, nothing.
Oh, you're funny.
And I hope she doesn't get me anything. But we are buying stuff. I noticed you. I hate to bring this up. This is actually embarrassing, but I noticed you asked me for my address. Look, don't feel obligated. You know how I am, so don't feel like you have to get
What do you
me
think? I'm
anything.
buying you a gift?
Well, you asked me for my address at
I sent you
Christmas
the
time.
belt buckle.
Oh,
God, what? You really are a receiver, aren't you? Take.
I'm
Because
sorry.
I noticed you didn't ask me for my address. Geez, maybe I'll send
No.
him a little something. No, I'm not sending you anything. It was for the belt buckle.
Well, what about the pie?
Yeah, I'll tell her you got to get that pie out to him. I
Yeah,
might take a slice out of that pie just so you know
you got there first.
I got that for her.
All right. Well, all I wanted was my pie, but don't feel obligated. I know.
Please don't send me a gift. I know you wanted the
No.
address.
No, yeah.
Boy, that belt buckle was in and out. Huh? That was come
I'm-
on.
I'm- I
That's
still got it right
complete.
here. I've still
Ah,
got it here.
Look at that.
That is beautiful, isn't it? If anybody can see this on YouTube, that is beautiful. Look at
That
that.
is something.
Yes, sir. I am not going to pawn this for something else at all. You'll see this next time you see me. I'll be wearing it.
I'm telling you, I'm going to kill these belt buckle people, though. These people. So after you got your belt buckle, right? Yeah, I called these people and it's like, hey, I ordered 2 more of these belt buckles. How's it coming?
Mhm.
And they said, oh, we canceled that order.
Oh no.
I said, well, what do you mean you canceled that? They said, well, we didn't hear back from you. I go, well, what did you want to hear? I had the emails. I go, here's the last email. I okayed the artwork. Here's your deposit.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it doesn't look like, no, we didn't get that. And then we called this phone number, 303-386-2902, and we never heard anything. I go,
That's
I want
messed
these
up.
belt buckles, right?
You know what?
I want these belt buckles, but I really don't like being lied to.
Yeah.
Okay. They had the right phone number. They had my email. They didn't. So
You
I
should
said,
just.
well, since this is your screw up, because they go, well, it's going to be 60 days.
Mm-hmm.
I go, well, I didn't mess up. And they go, oh no, we tried to contact you. I go, no, you didn't. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
didn't. You didn't contact me until I recontacted you again. But I won't name names. I'm gonna be nice, just so I get these next two belt buckles, and then after that,
You should just cancel it.
no, I want these guys. Oh,
It's all right.
yeah.
Just cancel it.
You know what? There really should only be one
Yeah.
belt buckle out there.
What's the name of the company?
No, I'm not telling you.
I'm gonna tell them I'm Rob Johnson. I go, you know what? I've been thinking this over. Just go ahead and cancel.
Give me my money back.
Yeah.
No, now it's now I got to get it done.
All right. Well, look, this is just going to be a short show. We really just more than anything want to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everybody, and mean it truly. I hope you have time with your families. You can take some time off, and we never know what's promised for next year, 2023. This year for a lot of guys was a struggle with shortages and all kinds of issues going on. Hopefully we get a lot of that past us going in the next year. I'm actually looking forward to a great year next year. And yeah, Merry Christmas from Rob and I. Have a happy holiday.
Wait, hold on before you sign off. One more thing. I just want to give a shout out to the sport guys out there. We have a lot of sport guys who are big listeners, and they follow the show, and they're constantly sending us texts and emails, and we absolutely love hearing from you guys. But sport guys, this is a tough time of year. The holidays are always a really tough time of year. Thanksgiving, Christmas, this is when they have to really go out and kick it. I mean, they're a lot of us are going to get a Christmas break, and we get the break around Thanksgiving. But just giving a shout out to the sport guys. I feel you. I know what you have to do during these Christmas and holiday breaks. We're like that grizzly in the river, the salmon, and you got an armload of salmon, and you got to keep picking them up and dropping them because everybody wants that Christmas recoat and everything. So just a shout out. I know you guys got to work through the holidays. So, just know that Wayne and I and people on the show, we all feel for you.
Yeah, good call, Rob. And also, I'd like to also thank Chris Hayes that does our editing and all the work he does on behalf of the show, and Eileen LeBlanc, who also is in charge of the show and bosses me and Rob around. No, she doesn't. She helps us with the show, and it's an invaluable service that we'd be lost with either. Well, let's face it, we wouldn't be lost. There would be no show.
It'd really just be what we used to do, just talking to each other when we were driving around.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So
is it LeBlanc or LeBlanc?
All right. I'm giving her more of a European type of, well, she's from Chicago, so I'm sure she pronounced it LeBlanc.
What is it, Eileen?
It's LeBlanc.
It is LeBlanc.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wayne has been pronouncing it wrong for years, but I just let him.
Who, me?
Yeah, you call me LeBlanc. It's LeBlanc, but it's not my.
I thought
Are you
I
going to
said
interrupt me?
No.
Where's my bell? Yeah, no, you call me LeBlanc.
I do. I thought I said LeBlanc. Listen to it back. I'm pretty sure I did.
No, this time you said it right.
Yeah,
you normally don't.
You know what? I think you're right.
Why'd you say it LeBlanc?
I don't know. It hit me all of a sudden. So I don't know. But
we had a pretty good goaltender from around here, where I live in the Capital District, up Albany, New York area, and we had a really good goalie. His name was Guy Hebert. He went to, I think he went to Troy High. Amazing goalie. Ended up getting into the NHL and everything. And once he got into the NHL, he became Guy Hebert. It wasn't Guy Hebert anymore. It was Guy Hebert.
So that's
so Eileen LeBlanc is how you say her name. All right.
Mm-hmm. So I have a problem with that, actually. I've seen I have I have a relative, easy, that completely changed her name, um, and I don't understand it. Or like a kid named Rusty when he's a kid. I mean, everybody, hey, he's Rusty. Where's Rusty at? Well, and then you meet him like 8 years later, and now he's Charles. No, dude, you're Rusty. You know what I mean? You can, yeah, it's the way it is. We know
He
a
went
guy.
from he went from Rusty to Charles.
Yeah, yeah.
What'd your family member go from?
She'll never listen to this podcast, I don't
Nah,
think.
she ain't listening. Who
Yeah,
cares if she
yeah,
is?
yeah. From Tammy to Tamara.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's what I
Really?
say, man. Come on. Yeah, but whatever, Actually, I had a friend one time we were kids, new kid in the neighborhood. His name was Renee. And he said, but you can just call me Ray. I said, nah, it's going to be Renee. So
You got to go with initials, I think. Go with
Yeah.
initials if
Yeah.
if you want to get away from that name. Yeah.
mhm.
Tamara.
All right.
From Tammy to Tamara.
Yeah. Or maybe
Well,
it's
I have
Tamara.
many names. I have a lot of names. Lots of names, okay? Everybody in my family calls me Robbie. Everybody I work with, like you all call me Rob.
To your face. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to tell a story since you said that. Okay. So I'm working with one of the guys who used to work, Brad. I forget his last name, but Brad was in training. We were doing a huge job, school out in Toronto, but man, was it hot, Now another guy, Scott, who used to be in training, he's kind of texting us, how's the school going? It's really hot, and so he's texting me and texting Brad. Now this guy Scott, and a lot of people have probably met him at one of the schools. His real job at Bona was giving everybody a nickname. Everybody had a nickname. And they weren't really flattering nicknames. Everybody had a nickname. Everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm driving back to the room one night with Brad. So I said, that's Scott. He really gives everybody a nickname, doesn't he? And Brad's like, oh, yeah, because they work in the same cubicle, right?
Mhm.
He's like, everybody, he gives everybody a nickname. So I said, really? I go, so what's my nickname?
Right.
And this kid turns red, okay? I mean, he turns red and he goes, no, I don't think you have one. I go, liar, you're
Yeah.
lying. What's my nickname? And he starts laughing. He's like, no, I'm pretty sure. I go, you're lying to me. I can tell right away. I go, look it, I can take a joke. Okay. Don't worry about it. What's my nickname? He's telling me, no. The next day, Scott's doing that same thing where he's texting me and texting Brad.
Mhm.
Well, he sends me a text that he thought he was sending to Brad. And he said, how's Fester doing? I bet he's sweating right out of his Fruit of the Looms.
And there was your nickname.
So, right? Yeah. Uncle Fester, right?
Mhm. That's funny.
So Fester was my nickname that I didn't know about.
Mm.
But there it is. He put it in black and white, right?
Yeah. That's rough, man.
Well, I don't text him back. I step out into the parking lot. I call him. And I'm yelling, Fester? Fester? You call me Fester? That's my freaking nickname? I said, I know you make up the nicknames. And he's like, no. I go, don't lie to me. I don't care. Okay. I can take a joke. I go, but Fester? And he's like, oh, no. Fester's a lovable character. Everybody loved Fester. I go, don't try to go there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But he was he was the nickname guy. So yeah, that's what they were saying about me behind my back. So whatever.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I love the way I found out though.
Mm-hmm.
He just told me. Boom.
Yes. Yep. That hurts.
Yeah.
All right, Rob. Well, I guess I won't see you again till next year.
Get some rest, buddy.
Yeah,
Right?
you
Get-
too.
Get
Yep.
some rest. And enjoy some time at home, off
Yep.
the road a little bit.
Right on. Sounds good. And same with Chris and Eileen. Thank you guys very much. All righty. This has been another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob. Please stay tuned for another episode.